All right, so now we're going to look at typography and font family, font sizing, and so on. So I'm going to click on typography there and this 04 typography. Okay, and I also have the documentation page open up, and basically we have these three classes for the different types or the different stacks: a sans serif, a serif stack, and a mono space. So we can use those classes, like we can say, let's say font dash sans, which is the default. We'll say Tailwind is awesome, and then let's also do a serif class and mono. All right, so if we take a look at that, you can see the different styles here. Now, there's going to be cases where you want to use a custom font. So what you can do is add that to your configuration. Now down here, they're using a Tailwind config.js, and that's the normal way of doing it when you set it up so that you use the Tailwind CLI and so on. And we're going to get to that later with our projects, but for now we're using the CDN. However, you can still have a config. All right, so what we can do is just add a script tag here, and then we can say tailwind.config. Set that to an object, and then we can have this theme. So I'm just going to grab all this, and I don't want the display or body right here. I'm going to take those out, get rid of this. All right, so yeah, if I save that, that's not going to look much different. But if I want to bring in another font, like let's say, so I have this tapestry font. If I wanted to use this, I would first just bring it in. So copy the link tag here. And I'm going to put that right up here. And then, wait, did I copy the whole thing? Yeah. All right. So now let's say I want to use that for my serif. So I'll just change this out for, what is it? It's tapestry, right? Yeah. So let's save that. And now you'll see that when I use that font serif class, it's going to be the tapestry font. Okay, so that's font families. And again, this config stuff, I'll get more into this later on. So for the font size, we have a bunch of different classes. So we'll kind of go from small to large here. So the first one is text XS, which is extra small. And I'm just going to put the same thing. Tailwind is awesome. And we'll save that. You can see that's really small font. And then the next size up from that is SM. So I'll just put these in and then I'll save it and we can check them out. So we have small, we have text base, which is just the default. We have text large, we have extra large, and then we have from 2x all the way up to 9x. Or XL, and you'll see 9XL is huge, so I'm just going to actually replace that with 3. But it does go to 9, and it does, in the done version, it'll show you all of them. But yeah, so that's how we can change the font sizes, and then we also have font weights. So let's just grab one of these, and let's do, it's not text, it's going to be font light. Then we have a couple other weights as well. So font normal, that's going to be just the default. And then we also have medium. We have semi-bold. And of course we have bold. All right, so save that. And now you can see the different weights over here. And then for letter spacing, so let's see, we'll just grab that. And for letter spacing, we have 3 classes. So first one is tracking dash tight. So tracking tight, you'll see that the letters are kind of squished together a little bit, and we can look at the exact value here. I think I have it down in the comments, but I'll just check it out. Yeah, so letter spacing is going to be negative 0.025 M units. And then we also have, in addition to that, just normal. And then we also have wide, so tracking wide, which is, you know, the letters are further apart. think it's what? Yeah, so it's just 0.25. And the tight is negative 0.25. Now for alignment, we have a couple classes. Let's go ahead and change that. So we have text dash left, we have text right, and we have, actually let's do right here, and then we have text center. All right, so just some basic alignment. Then we have our text decorations. So for that we can do, I don't use this much, but I already showed you we could do underline, and we can color it too, but we can also change the width of it. So for instance, if I say decoration 4, see what that looks like. So now we have a big thick underline, and just like I showed you, we can change the color. So for instance, we can say blue 400. So now we have a thick blue line underneath. All right, and then let's just paste this in again, I guess. And then I want to show you how we can change the line. So we'll do underline, and if we want it to be a double line, we can use decoration dash double. Okay, again, these aren't really classes that I use, but I want you guys to know that they're available. And then we could do, what else? Decoration dotted, and there's dashed, and there's also wavy. So wavy, and check it out. And there we go. And you can also offset it. So what I'll do is take this first one, and let's see, I'll paste that in here. And let's say that the blue line, if I save it, we're going to get that blue line. If I want to move it down or offset it, we can do underline dash offset. And this can be from, it can be 1, 2, 4, or 8, I believe. So let's try 4. You can see it push down. If I do 8, it gets pushed down even more. All right, that should have actually been down here, but it doesn't really matter. The done version is all nice and neat. What I'm doing here probably isn't going to be, you know, exact. Everything's not going to be exactly where it's supposed to be. And then we also have text transform to change the case. So for instance, I might have a paragraph, and normal case obviously is just going to be normal. Let's say Tailwind is awesome. All right, so that's normal case, and we're looking down here. And then we have uppercase. So uppercase, and that will make everything uppercase. Then we have lowercase, which will make everything lowercase. And then we have capitalize. So capitalize will actually make every word will have the first letter uppercase. All right, so, and then down here I just have some comments. So the font sans, serif, and mono, all the different text sizes, the weights, basically everything we looked at. All right, so that is typography. In the next video, we'll look at sizing.